Good morning, students. Previous class we have seen what is pollination and what are the types of pollination, that also we have seen, and agents also we have seen, zoophily, entomophily. We have left one thing, ornithophily, that is nothing but the pollination with the help of the birds. Birds are the agents that will transfer the pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of the other flower. And we will see today about the post fertilization. What do you mean by post fertilization? After fertilization. What happens after fertilization? The fertilization is over. What is fertilization? Fusion of male and the female gametes, that is called as fertilization. And after fertilization, what are the things that is going to happen? We are going to see today. Post fertilization. Before going into the topic for post fertilization, we should recall the diagram of the ovary. So already previously the ovary has got some parts, and what are the parts that will prevail after post fertilization, that we are going to see, and what are the parts that are going to change after fertilization. Okay, shall we move? Yes, see, this is the ovary, and inside it has got a zygote. The zygote that is formed. The zygote is formed by the fusion of male gamete with the egg, and the synergid cells that are lying with here. One synergid first when it forms fusion with the male gamete, one will degenerate, and after that other will also degenerate. I have also told you about the filiform apparatus, which helps in the fertilization, which will attract the pollen tube. And next is the, what is this? The primary endosperm nucleus. This is nothing but the primary endosperm nucleus, and we have got the chalaza and antipodal cells. So the chalaza and we have got antipodal cells, we have got nucellus. And what are these going to happen after fertilization? So here the antipodal cell has degenerated, and it provides nourishment for the ovary ovule. The antipodal cells degenerated and it provides nourishment, and then the work of the PEN, this is also PEN, the short form for primary endospermic nucleus, is also providing nutrition. Okay, but not all the cases. It will form in some other cases. It provides nutrition, and some other cases it forms the seed coat. Not the seed coat. It forms the pulp, and also forms different types in different plants. Okay, here it is this type of example. We have drawn the funicle. The funicle is present after the ovary is formed, and then what happens to the funicle? The funicle will stay there itself. The floral parts will wither off. The calyx, corolla, all these parts will wither off. And now this ovary, overall ovary, what is going to happen to this? The ovary will change into fruit. What will happen? The ovary will change into fruit, and then the integument, the two integuments are present. That integument will form the seed coat. The seed, what is the seed? Ovule is the seed. So ovule is the seed, ovary is the fruit. Okay, now this ovule forms the seed, and the integument will change into seed coat. Over the seed, the coat is formed, that with the help of the integument. The integument changes into seed coat. Ovary changes into fruit, ovule into seed, and the integument into seed coat. Now we will see about the functions of the endosperm. What are the functions of the endosperm? Why the endosperm is there? Before that, you should know what is double fertilization and triple fusion. What is double fertilization? When the pollen tube enters into the stigma, style, and it reaches the ovary. There it fuses with the egg, and the synergids, it passes through the synergids and fuses with the egg. That is, and it has got two male gametes. The pollen grain has got two male gametes. One will fuse with the egg, that is present in the egg apparatus, and the other will go and fuse with this primary endosperm nucleus. Already there is 2N nucleus, and one more male gamete fused to form 3N. So here it is double fusion. The 3N is the double fertilization, and here it is triple fusion. I repeat one more time. During the transformation, when the pollen grain sits on the stigma, the pollen tube carries along with it the male gametes. These male gametes enter through the micropyle end, reaches the egg apparatus. In the egg apparatus, the filiform apparatus attracts the pollen tube. One male gamete fuses with the egg, the center egg, and here zygote is formed. And one more male gamete goes up and fuses with the endosperm nucleus, which has got 2N nucleus and forms 3N, that is triple fusion, and 2 fertilization with the two male gametes, it's called double fertilization. Double fertilization means 2 male gamete, one fuses with the egg and other with the endosperm. So that is double fusion, and the male gametes fuses with the 2N, that is called as triple fusion. Double fertilization and triple fusion. So this is the definition. Take the notes while I am taking the class. Okay. Now, what is the use of endosperm nucleus? What is the use? The main use of endosperm nucleus is nutritive in nature. What do you mean by that? It provides nourishment for the zygote. It provides nourishment. The main work, the purpose of the endosperm nucleus is nutritive in nature, and it provides nourishment for the zygote. And one more thing, it is the reserve food material. It is a reserve food material for the zygote. Okay, the zygote will form the embryo. Embryo is nothing but the seed. Embryo is nothing but the seed. So the endosperm, function of the endosperm is, what did I tell you? Nutritive in function. That means it provides nourishment. It provides nourishment, and then it is the reserved food material. And there are 2 types of endosperm seeds. The seeds formed are of 2 types. One is endospermic seed and the other is non-endospermic seed. Okay, and we will see the definition what is endospermic and non-endospermic. The endospermic, when the endospermic cells, when the PE and primary endosperm nucleus is fully utilized for the fertilization, it is called as, there is no endosperm left out, then it is called as non-endospermic because it is not present. When it is not utilized, it is endospermic seed. The difference is when it is utilized, no endosperm is present and it is called as non-endospermic. When it is not utilized, it is endospermic seed. And apart from that, we should know, sometimes listen, this we have got the nucellus around the we have seen in the structure of the ovary, we have seen the nucellus present around the cells. The cell structure that is in the continuous in nature, that is nucellus. That nucellus, normally it is completely used up. Completely it is used up. In some places it is not used up. That is known as persistent nucellus. Persistent nucellus which contains seeds. Sometimes inside the seeds the nucellus is also present, because in some cases I told you nucellus is completely used up. It provides nourishment. It provides supports. But in some places it is not used. That is called as persistent nucellus. That type of seed is known as perispermic seed. That type of seed is called as perispermic. P-E-R-I, perispermic. Perispermic seed is nothing but the nucellus is persistent. Persistent means what? That is present after the fertilization. Sometimes it is used up and sometimes it is not used up, and it is present after the fertilization. So that is called as persistent nucellus. Example for this type of perispermic seed is beetroot and black pepper. In beetroot and black pepper, this type of perispermic seed is seen. That is beetroot and black pepper. Now we will see, based on the functions of the endosperm, it is again classified. One is based on the function, how it is classified. Based on the function, it is classified into pre-nuclear endosperm, and other one is cellular endosperm, halobial endosperm. Okay, what are the 3 types? Pre-nuclear endosperm. PEN, pre-nuclear endosperm, and the other one is cellular endosperm, and the other one is, third one is halobial endosperm. It is not halo, it is halobial endosperm. What is pre-nuclear endosperm? In pre-nuclear endosperm, only the nucleus undergo mitotic division, only the nucleus and not the cytoplasm. Only the nucleus will undergo cellular division and not the cytoplasm. The nucleus will undergo nuclear division, and then that is known as karyogenesis. Karyogenesis means karyokinesis. Karyokinesis means only the nucleus will undergo division and not the cytokinesis. Cytokinesis means cytoplasm will not undergo division, only the nucleus will undergo division. Okay, this type of endosperm is called pre-nuclear endosperm. This is called as pre-nuclear endosperm. The example for is coconut. In the coconut, the water that is contained in the coconut is due to the pre-nuclear endosperm, because the nucleus will undergo division and this forms the water inside the coconut. The best example is the water inside the coconut. And next is the cellular endosperm. In cellular endosperm, the cytoplasm will undergo division, mitotic division, and it will give rise to cellular mass. Okay, here in nuclear division, only the nucleus will undergo division, but not the cytoplasm will remain same. So here in cellular endosperm, one will divide and then into many cellular masses will be created, and this forms the pulp, the strong white part in the coconut. The best example is again the coconut. In coconut, the white part is due to the cellular endosperm. How it is formed? See, this is due to nuclear endosperm, the water is formed, and over that the cytoplasmic endosperm, cellular endosperm, the cytoplasmic division takes place and forms the white thing of the coconut. And the third one is halobial. Halobial endosperm is nothing but the intermediate. It might be either pre-nuclear or cellular. It is intermediate between these two. Got it? So there are three types of endosperm based on the functions. One is the pre-nuclear endosperm, that is the nuclear only undergoes division, that is known as karyokinesis. Here the cellular endosperm, so only the cytokinesis will happen. Cytokinesis means only the cytoplasm will divide, only the cytoplasm. In halobial, it is intermediate. Okay. Now one more thing I have to explain, that is when the pollen tube, always it enters into this thing, micropyle end. We have seen in the example and we have studied in the fertilization that after the pollen tube is formed, it enters into the micropyle end. That is known as, the name given is porogamy. That is porogamy. When the pollen tube enters inside through the chalaza, not instead of going into the micropyle end, if the pollen tube enters through the chalaza, it is chalazogamy. When it enters into the integuments, it is called mesogamy. So these are the different types of pollen tubes that are entering. Based on that, we have got three types: porogamy, and then chalazogamy, mesogamy. So what we have seen, we'll collect all the things today. Post fertilization. Post means what? After fertilization, what will happen to the parts of the plant? I told you the petals, sepals, all these will fall off, wither off after the fertilization occurred. What happens inside the ovary? Inside the ovary will change into fruit, and the ovule is changed into seed, the integuments into seed coat. The nucellus will provide nourishment. Sometimes all the nucellus are used, and sometimes if the nucellus are not used, there will be persistent nucellus. That is, the example is black pepper and beetroot, that is persistent nucellus. And the persistent nucellus is present. The name given is perispermic seed, the perispermic seed. Okay. And endosperm, what is the function? Main function is providing nutritive. Nutritive means providing nourishments, and it is a reserve food for the zygote. And the zygote formed, and I told you about the double fertilization. Nothing but the two male gametes, one fuses with the egg and other with the pre-endospermic nucleus or primary endospermic nucleus, that is double fusion. The 2n primary endospermic nucleus forms 3n, that is triple fusion. Double fertilization is two male gametes, one fuses with the egg and the one with the primary endospermic nucleus, that is double fertilization. When the one male gamete fuses with the 2n primary endospermic nucleus, it is known as triple fusion. Okay, based on the functions of the endosperm, it is classified into prenuclear endosperm, cellular endosperm and halobial endosperm. That's all about the post fertilization. We'll see you in the next class. Thank you, children.